A certain list consists of 21 different numbers. If n is in the list and n is 4 times the average of the other 20 numbers in the list, then n is what fraction of the sum of the 21 numbers in the list. So we are looking for n all over the sum of the entire list. So not the sum of the other numbers in the list, but the sum of all numbers in the list. So how can we do this without actually having to write out 21 different numbers? So based on the way the question is phrased, it seems like if I could just come up with one example of a list, so values for n and then values for the remaining 20 numbers, then every list should have this same fraction here. So otherwise I wouldn't be able to phrase the question like they did. So if I can just come up with one example, and what is the easiest example I can think of? Well, if I just think I'll break this list up into two parts. So the first 20 numbers and then n. And it's asking me for n over the sum of all of the numbers in the list. And so for these numbers here, what is the easiest set of numbers I can choose? And specifically, I want a set of numbers where it'll be easy to find the average, because I know n has to be 4 times the average. So I'll say, what if it is just the first 20 integers? So literally 1 through 20, because that would be a consecutive set. And based on the properties of consecutive sets, I can find the average just by finding the first number plus the last number divided by 2, which in this case, if my first 20 numbers are 1 through 20, would be 20 plus 1 over 2, which is 20, 21 over 2, which is equal to 10.5. And so based on that, n has to be 4 times 10.5. So 10.5 times 2 is 21. And so 21, so that means 10.5 times 4 should be 21 times 2, which is 42. So n is equal to 42. So then I got to find n is what fraction of the sum of all numbers in the list. So n is 42. This is going to be the sum over the sum of my other 20 numbers plus n, which is 42. So how do I find the sum of these numbers? Well, if on average those numbers are equal to 10.5, then the sum should just be equal to the average times the number of terms I have, which is I have 20 terms. So 10.5 times 2, we said before, is 21. So 10.5 times 20 should just be 210. So this will be 42 over 210 plus 42, which is 42 over 252. So if I want to simplify this now, the digits of 252 add up to 9, which is a multiple of 3. So this whole thing should be divisible by 3. I believe 42 divided by 3 is 14. So what, 252 divided by 3 is what? 3 goes into 25 8 times. And then 3 goes into 12 4 times. So 14 over 84. And then I believe 84 is divisible by 14. What is it, 7? Or no, 6. So 14 over 84 is the same as 1 over 6, which is B.